Hi, welcome to Podium, and the show is 017, and this week I'm delighted to be sharing an interview I had with Adam Ashe, who is the teammate of Grace and Hart. So the next few shows we will be really enjoying a beautiful conversation, and most of it's left just raw. It's just exactly how it was recorded. So just to tell you a little bit about Adam, he works as a professional rugby player in Scotland and plays for the Glasgow Warriors. He's 23 years old and lives in Glasgow with his partner, Alicia. Since leaving school at the age of 18, Adam has been involved in professional rugby with the Scottish Rugby Union. He loves coaching and sharing the inside-out understanding whenever he gets the chance.
I suppose one thing that's kind of been standing out for me a little bit over the last little while is being able to turn up into situations with not looking for a certain state, not looking for an ideal state of mind. You know, that's been something that has been kind of standing out a lot for me in the last little while, and I think it's really kind of come to me since I've got back on the rugby pitch and I've been playing a lot more regularly. I spent a lot of time out injured and was kind of finding my feet with all this work and whatnot, and one of the big things I've noticed is that I've been able to go into games with a knowing that whatever's going on for me, I have the capacity to excel, and that's extremely freeing because it's less thinking about how I need to be and just more enjoying what can be done, if you know what I mean. And that, you know, that's probably just something from the weekend that's kind of stood out. You know, we had a game against Munster, and at the start of that game, I felt a range of all different experiences, and it was just extremely liberating to go in, to know in the back of my mind that it was okay to just go into that game and just play and just see what happens and just see what goes on. You know, like it was cool. You know, and I'm seeing it even more and more as I'm playing more and more. But, you know, it counts for a lot of situations off the field as well that, you know, I previously would have, you know, wanted to get myself into a certain feeling state before talking with the coach, or, you know, meeting new people, for instance. You know, like these, you know, you kind of see it unfolding more, that you just turn up. Yeah, that's it. That's fresh.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing that, Adam. That's really lovely.
Yeah.
I think that the point about getting ourselves as athletes into a particular state of mind before we play, the old way. You know, when we look at how many practices out there, how many tools and techniques there are in traditional psychology to get ourselves into a perfect state, and the match hasn't even happened yet. Like, the performance isn't even ripe yet. It's not cooked yet. And so we do all of these techniques to get ourselves into a perfect state ahead of time. And now when I look at it, I think, wow, what's the point in that anyway? You know, what's the point in all of those things? And I never saw it during my career, that one, there is a perfect state, and two, that you could benefit by getting into it earlier. And it totally, it doesn't work at all that way. Like that state is changing, and by the time you get to the match, could have changed, and you could have spent hours preparing your mind to be in this so-called perfect state, which doesn't exist. And it could could change in an instant anyway.
That was me. that was me going back a couple of years ago. You know, I remember having this kind of insight. It was, you know, going back a couple of years ago, I would have on the day of a game, I would have, you know, usually our games are at night time, and we would have the lead up to that, the day of the game, it would be off, so we'd be kind of just chilling, doing our own thing. And I remember some of those days, I would find myself not doing things because I had to find this state, or I had to find this focus, and I didn't want to be interrupted by anyone, or I didn't want to be thrown off my game by anyone or by something or a situation. So I'd usually find myself just staying in the house, listening to music, or, you know, eating food, or, you know, that all that time spent doing all these things and trying to get into this certain feeling state, and that state would go like that. You know, like you just said, it would change like that, and it would have nothing to do with what I was doing. It would just go. and it's funny back then. Well, it made sense for that to be my way of approaching it, and without even realizing at the time that it could just change like that anyway. So it's funny, you know, looking back, it is really quite funny.
It is. It seems that somewhere along the line we have attributed our fine performances to a particular state of mind. And then we've attributed our tools and techniques, you know, not speaking to anybody, staying at home, eating particular things, that we've attributed those tools and behaviours to, well, I must have been in the right state of mind because actually I perform well. Mm-hmm. And you're completely adding up the wrong things. It's like adding up apples and oranges. It's just like, oh, that doesn't work.
That's a good way of putting it. It is a great way of putting it. Yeah, because thinking back, there were times where I just maybe didn't feel great on the pitch, but I played great games, and I just didn't even see it at the time. I just didn't see it. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing that all that time has now just been, you know, now, for example, on the day of a game, I just do whatever makes sense to me, you know, which is great, you know. It's very freeing and puts things into perspective, I guess you could say. So yeah, what a change that's been.
That's lovely. I hope you've enjoyed this short episode. I've loved speaking to Adam Ashe, and we have so much more from him in the episodes coming up, and they will be put out in the next few days. In the meantime, if you'd like to get hold of me, you can send me an email on denise.holland@class-performance.com, or you can look at my website, www.class-performance.com, or you can join me on the Facebook page, which is Denise Holland 3Ps. And that just leaves me to wish you a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking and sharing with you again soon. Bye-bye.